Thanks for watching Numbskull News, and we're going to take a look at the aftermath of Week 12. And starting with, I got a big ol' apology coming to the Sooner faithful out there. I'll be damned if they didn't go to Tuscaloosa and actually get a freaking win. They pulled it off. Congratulations, Oklahoma. As per now, you're probably going to find yourself in the freaking playoffs. Now, if you lose to Missouri, you're out. I'm just going to tell you, you're probably out if you lose to Missouri. But Missouri's kind of falling apart. LSU, can they make some kind of comeback and give you some kind of a game? I don't know. But as of right now, as of after Week 12, yeah. And that puts the Big 12 in a lot of danger. Now, so now we got to look at Alabama and what they got left. And really, it's Auburn. All right. And the history says Alabama struggles going to Auburn. That's what the history says. So there's a little hope there that Alabama actually plays their way out of the playoff. I don't think they'll get knocked out of the playoff right now. But Oklahoma, Alabama, they got to run that table. As far as Texas goes, I'm sorry. 9-3 is as good as it's going to get. Maybe you beat A&M, maybe you don't. But that's as good as it's going to get for Texas. Is 9-3, 8-4, very possible. But no, I don't believe they're getting into the playoff with a 9-3 record. Even if they beat A&M, I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it. Okay? Look at all the 9-3 teams that there were in the SEC last year, and they still only got 3 teams in. That's the history that I'm going with. All right. So first off, before I go any further, let me give you what I think is going to happen to these rankings come Tuesday. So Ohio State, Indiana, they win. A&M, my God, you had to have this all-time comeback to beat South Carolina. So fortunate. Look, if you got to go up against Indiana or Ohio State in the playoffs, A&M, it's going to be a short turn there. So good luck. So what's going to happen is Alabama's going to slide down. Georgia's sliding up to 4. Texas Tech is going to 5. Ole Miss will go to 6. Oregon will go to 7. Notre Dame more than likely is going to go to 8. Texas is going to get knocked out. And what's going to happen is you're going to have OU go from 11 to 9. This is my prediction. They'll go from 11 to 9. And then Alabama will slide all the way to 10. You're going to scream and yell that it's not fair. The problem is you're 2 losses right now. If you look at everybody else, top 3 are undefeated as of now. Everybody else has 1 loss. Now, Notre Dame, are they going to drop Notre Dame to number 10? And, instead of doing that and having OU at 8 and Alabama at 9, they could. I just highly doubt it. I highly doubt it for right now because they got Notre Dame above. Now, Oklahoma just scored a huge win, way bigger than anything Notre Dame has. Okay? I mean, Notre Dame beat USC. I get it. They just beat Pitt. Okay. But let's just say I just think everyone's going to move up 1. 9 and 10 is going to be OU and Alabama. All right. Texas is going to go down. Let's see how far they go down. Because what I think is going to happen is BYU is going to move to 11. Utah is going to move to 12. And then I think at 13 is where Texas is going to drop to. It probably should be further. How they got their ass whooped in Athens. They got handled badly. And then you kind of take on, let's look at one of the other losses they have, which is Florida. Okay. Texas should probably drop quite a bit more than that. They just should. It could be Vanderbilt going to 13 and then Texas dropping to 14. Or, but here's the problem. You got Miami at 7-2 with a better record. You got Georgia Tech with a 1 loss, better record. So Texas could drop pretty far. I'm giving your best case scenario where they stay above Vanderbilt, but that's not guaranteed. So let's come down here. Cincinnati is going to be purged out of there. They lose to Arizona. That's what happens. South Florida. And by the way, it's not a knock on Arizona. Arizona's having one hell of a year. All right. But Cincinnati at home, favored at home too. They should have found a way, but they didn't. South Florida, they lost. They're gone. Tennessee, of course, will still be in this stupid shit. They're going to get the move up. Who just lost to Notre Dame. They may keep them somewhere around 25, but there's a good chance they're gone. Iowa's gone. I can't see them keeping Iowa in this. Louisville going, catching their 3rd loss. And no, I don't. Louisville's got to go too. They got to go. As far as I'm concerned, everybody through here has got to go. Of course, Tennessee won't. They'll get the move up. But you're going to see a flood of new teams coming in here. Houston, I believe Houston will get to come on in. Mizzou might be let back in. Teams like that. Arizona should be let in at this point. When you're letting in Tennessee, Arizona should be let in, but I don't think they will. They'll get some votes, but I don't know if they'll get in. This just really sucks because it's going to take a miracle now. It's going to be really difficult. Now, maybe not a complete miracle. There's still hope that BYU can get in here as the second Big 12 team. But it's looking rough. Okay? You're counting on Oklahoma to drop one. You're counting on Alabama to drop another one. We'll see what happens. Another thing that has opened up. Because Virginia, they got what, a game left? Yeah. Virginia Tech, they're going to win that. They're in the ACC title game. Okay. Who is their opponent? Could it be Georgia Tech? I'm just going to show you another avenue for the Big 12. And this was brought up a couple weeks ago. The ACC could actually miss out on the playoffs. Could happen. Don't know if it will, but it could. Georgia Tech would have to lose to Pitt because a Georgia loss isn't going to hurt them in the standings. All right, because what are they? They are 6-1. So if they beat Georgia Tech, they're 6-1. So if they beat Pitt, they go to 7-1, and SMU can only hit 7-1. So they can't catch them. What I'm saying is, possibly, if SMU can get into the title picture and beat Virginia. See what I'm saying there? So, I don't know if that would do the trick, but it's about the closest trick to as far as having the ACC have nobody in the freaking playoffs. That would help open it up for the Big 12. Pitt. So this is what we have to root for, guys. We have to root for Pitt beating Georgia Tech and then losing to Miami. If that happens, SMU will get up there. Look, SMU, they got Louisville. Louisville's still a good team, although I don't know what in the hell is going on with Louisville right now. But before all of that, all right, before Louisville started losing games, I had them losing to SMU in Dallas. I think SMU has enough to go to Cal and get that win. But yeah, Louisville, it's... Look, I know it's Clemson, but Clemson ain't Clemson right now, and you had them at home. You also had California at home, and you lost that shit. Just unbelievable. Uh, yeah, Louisville's just falling apart. But to me, that's the Big 12's hope. And this is the standings right now. It looks great. Right now, we have 9 teams that are bowl eligible. Uh, Baylor, I don't think is going to make it. Arizona, at Arizona, don't like it. I don't like them against Houston either. They look like absolute crap. Mac Rhodes has done something to get knocked out. Aranda likely to be fired if there's no Mac Rhodes. So, yeah. Baylor is probably, what, 5-7. How about Kansas? Can Kansas find a win? They can with Iowa State, who's already bowl eligible. Can't really trust Iowa State. It's in Iowa State, which is a little because you're not beating Utah. Utah is setting out to crush everybody that's not BYU or Texas Tech. And so far, they're doing a hell of a job. Thank God TCU already got bowl eligible for that stupid, insane loss to BYU. I don't look. I had BYU winning. I thought they'd win by double digits, but did I think 13-44? What in the F? What in the solid F, dude? No, I wasn't seeing that. But yeah, West Virginia's already out of it. UCF will be out of it. They still got BYU. They got Oklahoma State. They'll get close. They'll have one more game. They'll play their butt off in Provo, but it's not going to happen for them. You know, it sucks, but it is what it is, as some people say. Kansas State, they'll get bowl eligible. They'll get beat down by Utah, but then they'll get Colorado at home, and they'll get right there. So, I mean, look, it's looking good. I think BYU is going to run the table. 1 loss. Texas Tech, 1 loss. They'll get into the Big 12 title game. If BYU can somehow eke out a win against Texas Tech, that's your really only shot. If Texas Tech gets BYU twice, BYU will be shown the door out of the CFP. That's what I believe is going to happen. There's just too many huge brands brewing. All right, we're still counting it. We got to hope Auburn steps up like they usually do against Alabama. You got to hope that Mizzou can find some semblance of what they are. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. It's college football. The Big Ten, I'm still not. You know, I try to find a way for there to only be 2 teams, Indiana and Ohio State, to get into the playoff. Oregon is just proving to be kind of what I thought they were. I mean, they eke out a win at Iowa, beat the hell out of Minnesota. They're at home versus USC. Then they got to go to Washington. I know Oregon and Washington are still... Sorry, I know USC and Washington are still very quality opponents. I just don't trust it. Don't trust it. Is all I'm trying to say. It's going to be tricky. Because can a 5th team from the SEC get into this thing? It can happen. I'm just saying, folks, it can absolutely happen. 3 from the Big Ten, I think, is unavoidable. I mean, we'll check on it, but I don't know. Would they kick a 2-loss Oregon out for a 1-loss BYU? Maybe. I don't even know if you can count on that shit. Don't know. But Tuesday will be very interesting to see what the CFP committee and how this stuff changes up. But I kind of gave you what I thought, and I think BYU and Utah will move up to 11-12. And if anybody shits the bed up here, and I'm not talking about the undefeateds, I'm talking about anybody up here with 1 loss, shits the bed and loses a game, well, then that'll open the door for BYU first, possibly Utah after that. We'll see what happens. But it's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a tough road. But hey, we're here for it. It's a fun damn season. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap, and I'll be back with some more crap later. Bye.